How about your junior year? Were you happier with that? You go, I think I saw 158 that year. Are you happier with that following year and dipping under 2 minutes? Was that more fulfilling for you?
It was. And really, when we spoke last night, you mentioned think of the 4 or 5 best things that ever happened to you in swimming. And my junior year was a great year. And I people don't believe this, you know, I won the national championship. I was a Big Ten champion. And really, maybe the biggest thrill in my life was in 11th grade. We won the state championship. And we started training the summer before. And we knew we had to beat Groves, and we knew Birmingham Groves, and we knew we had to beat Ann Arbor Huron. And we trained, and we trained. And we knew we went to swim Groves early in December. And we drove out we actually drove out to Kimball, to Royal at Kimball, and it was a tri-meet, and Royal at Kimball was there. So we knew we wanted to beat Groves. We knew what all their guys could do. And we knew what they were capable of. We were friends with them. They had Bob Rex and Don Lindsay and Mark Colville. And of course, they had Dick Quint, who was the best diver in the state at the time. So we planned, and we had to shuffle the deck to beat them. We gave up the relays, no chance in diving. We had to win a bunch of individual events, and we had to get some third places. So I think we moved Kevin Dunworth. He swam the 400 free, and he wasn't a distance freestyler. And all he had to do was get third. And we had Paul Foster, who was our backstroker at the time, the best backstroker in the state. We had to have Paul swim the 200 IM, and that wasn't his event. But he had to get second or third, I can't remember, and he did it. So I've got to swim the 50 and the 100 free. I have no first gear. And I'm swimming against Mark Colville, who was a good sprinter. He was one of the better sprinters in the state in those times. So we're getting ready to swim, and I've got to win the 50 and the 100 free. And if we don't, it's all over. So we're getting ready to swim, and it's Tuesday or Wednesday night, and we're at Dearborn High, and I swam with a catch-up stroke and a 4-beat kick. And it was hard. Like I said, I didn't have a first gear. And it was hard for me to make the adjustment. And we're at practice this Tuesday, Wednesday night, and Jack Dunworth was one of our coaches. And he's trying to get me higher up in the water and get my kick going and get my arms turning over. And I can't do it, you know. And it's funny and difficult to explain to some people, but we had laid for this all summer long, and now it's December. And I got up out of the water crying, and I went into the locker room, and I got tears coming down my eyes. Like, oh, Mr. Dunworth, I can't beat this guy. I can't get going. I can't. Mr. Dunworth was one of those kind of guys that could, when you were down, he could make you think you were the greatest thing in the world. And when you had a big head, one glance or a 3 or 4 word sentence, and he knew how to sober you up right away. And he talked to me for about 5 minutes. And I got up and I said, I'm ready to swim right now. Let's go. So we went out there and I swam the 50, and I touched Mark out. And we go to swim the 100. And I'm thinking, well, I got him in the 50. I can beat him in the 100. Starter shoots the gun, and we hit the turn at the 50. I look over and I'm at his feet. He just blew out the first 50. And I sprinted and I caught him and I touched him out. And we went on to win that meet. And that was a big deal. And then a little bit later in the year, we had to swim Ann Arbor Huron, and this was another tri-meet. This was really, really cool. They brought Holland West Ottawa, the defending Class B state champs, over, and Ann Arbor Huron in Dearborn. And we went to swim them, and I think Paul Foster had to swim the 50 free, and he touched out Larry Schroeder, their sprinter, by about 1/10 of a second. And that meet we won that, and then we went on to win the state championship. That was one of my highlights.